God's Leading Lady is not merely a women's devotional, it is a deep corrective, healing, and identity-restoring manual. Bishop T.D. Jakes writes with prophetic sensitivity to women who are emotionally strong but inwardly wounded, spiritually gifted yet relationally drained, and faithful yet struggling with self-worth. The book confronts a painful truth. Many women are leading others while losing themselves. A God's leading lady is a woman who allows God to lead her heart before she leads a role. 1. Redefining the leading lady's strong emphasis. Jakes dismantles the cultural image of a leading lady as the most visible woman, the most admired woman, the most desired woman, the most productive woman. Instead, God's leading lady is internally governed, emotionally healed, spiritually aligned, purpose-driven, not applause-driven, greater than. You can be admired by people and still be misaligned with God. True leadership starts inside, not on a platform, in a marriage, or in a title. 2. Identity crisis. The silent struggle of women. Very strong emphasis. A major emphasis of the book is how women lose identity through relationships, caregiving, ministry, marriage expectations, cultural pressure to be everything. Jake stresses, a woman can be present everywhere yet absent from herself. Many women define themselves by who they serve rather than who they are. God's order is clear, greater than. Identity gives healing, gives assignment. When identity is missing, love becomes dependency, service becomes slavery, submission becomes silence, strength becomes survival mode. 3. Emotional wounds that hijack destiny. Core emphasis. Jakes gives unusual attention to hidden emotional pain, calling it one of the greatest threats to divine purpose. Key wounds discussed: abandonment, rejection, betrayal, verbal abuse, emotional neglect, repeated disappointment. Unhealed wounds cause women to choose familiarity over health, accept less to avoid loneliness, overgive to feel valuable, stay where God has already said leave. Pain has a voice, and if it is not healed, it will give you instructions. 4. Surrender versus control. Deep emphasis. Many women confuse strength with control. Jakes teaches that control is often fear in disguise. Overfunctioning is usually undertrusting. Exhaustion is a sign of misplaced responsibility. True surrender means letting God lead emotionally, releasing the need to fix everyone, trusting God with outcomes, accepting limits without guilt. A surrendered woman is not weak, she is properly aligned. 5. Relationships that drain versus relationships that align. Strong emphasis. This is one of the most confrontational sections of the book. Jakes warns against relationships that require self-betrayal, love that thrives on your silence, commitment without mutual growth, loyalty to people who resist your healing. God's leading lady does not shrink to be loved, does not bleed to be chosen, does not settle to feel secure. Greater than. If you must lose yourself to keep it, God didn't send it. 6. Submission reframed. Power under God, not people. Important emphasis. Jakes carefully redefines submission. Submission is alignment, not inferiority. Submission without healing leads to abuse. Submission without identity leads to silence. Submission without wisdom leads to regret. A God-led woman submits to God first, honors authority without erasing herself, knows when submission ends and self-preservation begins. 7. Fear, the enemy of forward motion. Strong emphasis. Fear manifests in women as overthinking, staying too long, apologizing too much, settling for less, delaying obedience. Jakes insists, faith does not remove fear, it overrides it. God's leading lady moves forward, despite uncertainty, without full clarity, even when misunderstood, trusting God more than comfort. 8. Purpose is often born from pain. Heavy emphasis. Pain is not portrayed as punishment but preparation. God uses tears to soften hearts, delays to mature character, loss to redirect destiny, brokenness to produce compassion. A leading lady allows God to redeem her story, not hide it. What hurt you did not cancel you, it qualified you. 9. Influence without striving. Key emphasis. Influence is not loud, forced, or competitive. A God-led woman changes atmospheres, leads quietly but firmly, builds others without comparison, speaks with authority rooted in truth. Her life preaches before her mouth speaks. 10. Daily living as God's leading lady. Final emphasis. The book closes with a lifestyle call, not a momentary inspiration. God's leading lady chooses peace over pressure, obedience over approval, healing over hiding, purpose over popularity, alignment over ambition. Becoming God's leading lady is a daily surrender, not a single decision. Power statements from the book emphasize truths. Identity must come before assignment. Healing is not optional for leadership. Love should never require self-destruction. Pain speaks, make sure God speaks louder. God leads women who let him heal them. Final, emphatic takeaway. God's leading lady is a call to wholeness before usefulness. T.D. Jakes boldly teaches that God is not impressed by how much a woman carries. He is concerned about how whole she is while carrying it. This book is for women who are tired of surviving, ready to heal, willing to let go, prepared to be led by God, not pain. When a woman becomes God-led, she becomes unstoppable, not because she controls everything, but because God does. For more insightful and faith-lifting audiobooks, do well to like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching and listening to us today.